of the night on Nigerian God Pleasure, bringing you political news and our channel, Ghanatube. President shouldn't be given the kind of power he actually possesses. Coming from Professor Prempe on removal of the Chief Justice. The chair of the Constitutional Review Commission, CRC, Professor H. Kwesi Prempe, has called for an amendment of Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, which entails the process of the removal of the Chief Justice. According to him, speaking at the Learning and Exchange event in African Judicial Independence Fund, AJIF, held in Accra on Monday, July 7th, 2025, Professor Prempe, who is also a member of the AJIF Advisory Board and the Executive Director of the Ghana Center for Democracy Development, CDD Ghana, suggested an amendment to the article regarding the role of the President of the Republic in the removal processes. This has actually been going on as since the Chief Justice Mata Bruhaha has actually really been coming up, and people are really calling out for the amendment of the 1992 Constitution. According to them, it actually gives the President to the opportunity or the hand to actually do some certain things which are not really supposed to really go that way. He pointed out that President Mahama should not be involved, or any president should not involve in the appointment of justices because it is likely to affect the independence of the judiciary. Please, let's hear as he actually said.
So again, from guidance of Madam Kasati, my first question is: should the president be removed from the proceedings for removal of the Chief Justice, which applies to constitutional bodies too? Should what is your comment on the presser of the Chief Justice in terms of irregularities and things she finds to be illegal at the committee? And three, should we relook at in-camera provision under Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution?
Should the president be removed from the process? Absolutely. I think going forward, it's not healthy, right? It is a temptation. You don't tempt power in these parts like that. Certain things we have done with our constitution almost presume that the people we are going to elect are angels. I mean, it is one of the most ridiculous. Our constitution is too permissive. It trusts power holders too much. Whether they are the president, they are the chief justice, we trust people with power too much. So there are almost no restraints on anybody with power in this place. And whenever you say the president shall do this, the president in Ghana, I mean, shall sometimes in some places shall is a duty, right? So in Kenya, the president appoints the judges, but it is understood as a duty to appoint once the Judicial Service Commission has nominated them after going through an interviewing process and they've come up with a list. You just have a duty to take it to Parliament for them to approve, and once they approve, you have a duty to appoint. In Ghana, you say shall. Hey, that's my power. It is I shall appoint you. So I do the thing by myself. Absolutely, the president shouldn't be given that kind of power, whether on the appointment side, or on the removal side. I don't see the point, right? I mean, and then you have other things like the sitting justices on the Supreme Court, your peers, must now put judgment upon you in an proceeding. Why do you think the Kenyans, when they got there, said no? Go for retired jurists. They know, they've experienced these things before. So the Kenyans, the same removal provision in another common law country. So no, when it gets to that point, go and borrow some retired judge, or if you can't find any, actually go to the Commonwealth countries and find one. Find one or two or three. It's in their constitution. Very Pan-Africanist. They allow, they say you should go to the Commonwealth Africa and go to Ghana and bring somebody to come and sit in judgment on this case, because this person's peers on the same court. We don't, even if they will do justice, we don't want the collegiality and everything to be wrecked. So leave them out of this. Actually, written a flawed constitution like that, and then now that is being applied, we are all up in arms. Why is it in camera? Why must justice be done in camera? Right? I mean, so I don't understand the point of it. It's a national security issue. Initially, they said it was for the protection of the institution so that they are not washing their dirty linens in public. But this kind of a person doesn't help anybody. So when this matter came, my first comment on it was, look, even if it's in camera, if the proceeding itself is in camera, we must at least be open to everything being published after the fact. Because I can't change the constitution at that point, right? I cannot read the constitution and say that this is just best practice. It's not in the text. I don't think that is a proper reading of the constitution. It is there, that it must be in camera. So for now, it's in camera. But why can't we at least agree that after the fact, the in-camera clause or provision or text does not stop us from publishing, the judgment. Maybe not the proceedings because it will defeat the in-camera idea, but at least the judgment and the reason.
Okay.
Nothing like that is in the constitution. It's not required. Nobody says we should publish it. Right? So I think, it's a bad situation. I mean, I'm not particularly sure there is a whole lot we can do about it. But I think going forward, we must fix it. There is no reason why we should have a system like that. Because when people come here and they are surprised that our electoral commission is choosing the way it's choosing, and we still trust election results, this will never, many places will never accept it. That the president can just pick any 3 people to constitute the commission, or 3 or 4 or 5, and the other people accept the results as fair.
Okay. Hearing from him, we've actually seen that there is so absolute need to amend our constitution, the 1992 Ghana constitution. And he actually pointed out that the president should not be involved in the appointment of justices just because it's likely to affect the independence of the judiciary. Should the president be removed from the process? Absolutely, according to what he has actually said. He said, I think going forward, it is not healthy, it is a temptation. You don't tempt power in these parts like that. Certain things we have done with our constitutions almost presume that the people we are going to elect are angels. I mean, it is one of the most ridiculous, he actually said. The CDD boss indicated that the president's role in the appointment and dismissal of justices is mainly ceremonial. In Kenya, as he actually cited, he said the president appoints the judge, but it is understood as a duty to appoint once the Justice Service Commission has nominated them after going through an interview processes and they've come up with a list. You just have a duty to take it to the parliament for them to approve it, and not what is actually happening here in Ghana. And once they are approved, you have the duty to appoint. But in Ghana, you say, hence that's my power. It is, I shall appoint you. So I do the things by myself. Absolute. The president shouldn't be given that kind of power, whether on the appointment side or on the removal side. I don't see the point he actually said. Coming from the CDD boss himself, the chair of the Constitution of the Review Commission, the CRC also. Please do well to like, comment and follow. Put on the notification bell so you get all our news one by one. Thanks.